Go see Cal, go see Cal, go see Cal. And thanks to the city of Long Beach, you can still ski Cal. They gave him a $600,000 bailout. Since when do cities bail out car dealers? Also tonight, my interview with Tom Campbell. I sit down with a Republican running for Barbara Boxer's Senate seat. He speaks out on Arizona's immigration law and the one thing he thinks could most affect our nation's freedom. And happy Burrito de Mayo, bringing the beans, the cheese, the tortillas. A burrito eating contest in your own backyard. Oh, this could be hazardous to your health. All the stories people are talking about and all the burritos you can handle right now on The Filter. Hello again. Off the top, The Filter forefront, our top four of the day, including Land of Los Rising Suns. But we begin with this. Los Angeles needs money, and they need it bad. You pay taxes for city services. How about you pay taxes, and then you pay yourself to fix your sidewalk? That's the plan the city council is hatching. Right now, the city pays if your sidewalk needs repair. Under the new plan, if the sidewalk outside your house needs to be repaired, even if the damage was caused by the city's trees, it's your responsibility. And if somebody gets hurt tripping on your damaged sidewalk, it's your fault. You deal with it. You're liable. Our contributors tonight, Emmy Award-winning journalist David Reese and civil rights attorney and radio talk show host Leo Terrell. Our pictures are furnished by Skype. And Leo, I'll start with you. We already paid for city services, and now they're not providing them. How can the city possibly try to pass the buck on this one?
This is a trial balloon, Fred, and it will fail. They're trying to pass the buck to the homeowners and to the homeowners' insurance policy. It doesn't make sense for public trees, which cause a lot of the street damage, to be paid for by the homeowner. The homeowner didn't build that tree, didn't maintain that tree. So it's ridiculous. And I don't think this is really going to fly. I think there's going to be a tremendous reaction among the neighborhood council, and they're going to reject it. It's bad policy for the homeowner to have its insurance company pay for damage caused by the public.
And you said it's a trial balloon. You know, I find it fascinating that if that sidewalk isn't fixed and somebody trips on it, then they say, you're liable. You're liable. What?
It makes no sense, especially when the causation is from a tree. These trees that are planted, which cause their roots cause the upheaval of these sidewalks, is caused by the public building these or planting these trees. I think it's totally wrong.
David, what do you think?
Well, here's my thing about this. I mean, I think fundamentally we have to decide what we want our city government to focus on. Do they want to be, in the tree planting, tree trimming, and sidewalk smoothing business, or do we want them working on important things like public safety and things of that nature? But I agree with Leo in that I think it's kind of ridiculous that if their trees are causing damage to their sidewalk, it suddenly becomes my responsibility. I think that's ridiculous. But if that's what they want to do, then I'm going to march out there and rip that sidewalk out, because I don't want the liability of being responsible for it, and I'm going to yank their trees out, too, because I don't want branches falling. But if I'm going to be liable, I need to have some control. But on the other hand, I also do see the city's point that, we can't afford to do everything, so we need to focus on doing some things well.
Well, how about we do this, David? Here's a suggestion. How about we don't pay as many taxes? How about they cut our taxes, we keep the money we would have paid them, and then we have the opportunity to fix our sidewalk and fix our trees. We'll handle it. If we don't have to pay you to do it, we'll just keep the money.
Amen. I'm all about that.
Okay, let's move on. Don't you hate when you're trying to sleep and your neighbor's dog just keeps barking and barking and barking? What if you could call the cops and they find your neighbor for the barking dog? Yesterday, the LA City Council said they want to draft an ordinance that would fine pet owners whose dogs are too noisy. You'd get hit for $100 to $300 if your dog's barking too much and too loud. And if it's wandering around without a leash, they can fine you for that, too. Of course, the money would help offset the budget deficit. Is it just another way for the city to make money, or is this a good idea, David?
Well, it's both. It is a way for the city to make money, but I think it's ridiculous. Barking dogs aren't cited already. I mean, they are a nuisance. You have a big, loud party and your neighbors complain, you can get cited, the cops come out and write you a ticket. What's the difference about a barking dog? But the only thing that I'm concerned about is what determines a nuisance. I mean, that's a really subjective term. So what I consider a nuisance, if I hear your dog bark twice, if I call the cops and they come out and they hear the dog bark twice, do I get ticketed for that? So it's a little subjective, but I'm sorry, dog barking is irritating. And how is that different from, from loud music? So I think it's fine.
I think you make a good point because, first of all, what is your nuisance? Hey, I heard that dog barking. The police come out, the dog doesn't bark. Well, we've wasted the police time. And on top of it, they're saying the police are overworked as it is. Who's got time to go out and cite somebody for a barking dog, Leo?
You're absolutely correct. This is a terrible law, and it's a poor way to raise money. For every reason you just stated, and Dave, it doesn't make sense. And it's also going to be used as a tool between feuding neighbors. I don't like Fred Roggin. He's my next door neighbor. I'm going to conjure up a story that his dog is barking, and there's no dog barking when the police shows up. It's a waste across the board. It makes no sense. And Fred, I'm going to live next door to you so I can complain against you.
Our dogs,
well, you know what, Leo?
Leo, wait. Our dogs are this big. They're Malteses. You would never hear them bark. Go ahead, David.
But you know what? Let's make this like that deal where if your house alarm goes off, erroneously, and the cops come out more than I think it's once every 6 months or something, then you have to pay. Let's put something in like that, so that way it's a deterrent factor. So if the cops come out and the dog isn't barking, you're the one who called. You're the one who's paying.
But the whole strategy is to try to raise money. The cost benefit analysis is going to be a waste of money with all the police responding and all the generation of employees trying to enforce this law. It's a bad law. It will not raise money, and it'll be used as a pretext.
You just said it's going to raise money, but it's going to cost money and resources. Which is it? Oh, all right.
I don't think it's going to raise money at all.
I think it'll cost more than it'll raise. That's what I would suggest. Okay, let's move on. Cal Worthington and his dog Spot are getting a bailout. Long Beach City Council approved a $600,000 bailout for the legendary car owner and his financially suffering car dealership. The thought is that the dealership makes a lot of money for the city, and they want to keep it in Long Beach. On the surface, it makes sense. Cal Worthington brings more money into the Long Beach economy than the money to loan him. Cal guaranteed the loan like he guarantees every car. What about other dealerships? What about other businesses? Where's their help? See anything wrong with the city bailing out a company to keep him in town, Leo?
Yes, because I'm not getting the money. I've been self-employed for 20 years. I need a loan. And I think this mindset, Fred, that this company is too big to fail is wrong, because this is taxpayers' money. And I think it's a bad move simply because this company is losing money, even though it's allegedly is providing a tax base or sales tax to the city of Long Beach. You can't have it both ways. You can't have a prosperous business but losing money where the city has to bail it out. It makes no sense. And more importantly, it's simply not fair to all the other businesses in Long Beach that is not receiving money.
Well, that's my point. I got a problem, too. Somebody want to bail me out? What do you think, David?
I actually completely agree with Leo on this one. I think it is ridiculous, and what's even more ridiculous is they're going to use this money to renovate their business and to expand. Well, that's great. Go get a loan from the bank like the rest of us do. How come my tax money is going to be used to help you expand your business, all because you supposedly generate sales tax revenue? It's ridiculous. It's totally un-American, and I'm completely opposed to it. And I think the city of Long Beach are a bunch of spineless wimps for capitulating to Cal Worthington and his car dealership. I don't care about him or his dog Spot.
Well,
they must like those commercials where they say Long Beach, because that's all the benefit that the city of Long Beach is getting. This is a losing proposition, and other merchants within the city of Long Beach should be outraged.
Well, I'll just say this, David. I am just shocked. You might not care about Cal, but his dog Spot, you don't care about him?
Oh, all right. I
want to complain about Spot,
but that's it.
Go ahead, Leo.
Spot barks too much. I'm going to complain about Spot.